So the first climb of the day was the Kwaremont, the climb that they use 3 times in the Ronde. Average gradient of 4.6% for 2 kilometers, max gradient of 10%. Starts out paved and then heads on to the cobbles at about 6%. The steep part is just as you get towards the village of Kwaremont. Then it levels off. You can get that bit of recovery. You can ride through where the VIP tents are. And then just at the top, just as a final little kicker, you got about 400 meters at 4%. This was the climb back in 2017 that I wasn't able to ride up, so it was a bit of a redemption ride for me. I really wanted to make it up to the top without getting off, hoping that my knee was up to the job, because that's what stopped me in 2017. The climb itself, climbing on the cobbles is difficult, especially when you're not used to it. So as you can see by the video, it was difficult to sort of find the right place up on that steep bit to ride. I managed to get up it just about. Wasn't very quick, but the fact that I stayed on the bike was just what I wanted to do. Yeah, it was a good climb. As you come through the village, it opens out where the VIP tents are, as I said. That bit was quite exposed. It was quite windy that day. It was a slight cross headwind, so that bit was very tough, but you could still get that little bit of recovery or try and pull it in the big ring and power through until you get to the 4% kicker to finish. While I made it up to the top of the climb, sadly my mum didn't. We didn't manage to get round to sorting out her gearing. She had an 1130 when she's used to an 1134 on the back, so she sadly didn't make it up that steep part. But like with me 4 or 5 years ago, it gives her something to work on for the next time, probably next year. Next climb of the day was the paved climb of 1 kilometer long, average gradient of 6.3%, but max gradient of 11 in and around a couple of very tight switchbacks. On the Kwaremont, after the Kwaremont I did feel my knee ever so slightly, so this wasn't my best climb of the day. That came on the next climb, Flanders, but spinning the gear out, taking a wide approach to that right hander. As you can see, we managed to dodge the car. Thankfully, in Belgium, cars understand what cyclists do, and they help us out a little bit. So he moved over to let us through, got to the top of the climb and got ready for the Maribor Strat. The final two sectors we did before the run into Urdanada were the paved climb of the Ladus. First, new climb for me, a new climb that I've seen. I saw it, I think, in Dwador's Vlaanderen. Simple facts: 1.1k long, 5.5 average, but that doesn't show how steep the steep part of the climb is. Max gradient of 14.9%, and it goes up into the trees. That's where the steep part is. It really rises up beautifully. Out of the trees, it then plateaus a little bit to 5% before finishing in around 1%. Good climb, brutal climb. It's not really a climb that at the moment I could pace, but we wanted to miss the Eikenberg with the cobbles, and my knee and mum walking up the Kwaremont. So, I mean, she had to walk up this one as well, but again, that was the gearing. The final sector of the ride was the Haghook, 1.9k long, max gradient of 5.9%. Starts with a lovely fast dip that you can get your speed up for the climb, the classic shot in Omloop het Nieuwsblad. And then after that right-hander, it's a rolling road to the end of the sector. Turn left for the Leerberg. We went into Zegelsem just to rest and then get ready to ride into Urdanada. The final stats of the ride were 45.94 kilometers in 2 hours 13, 449 meters of climbing. Average speed wasn't great, 20.6 kilometers an hour. Average heart rate 140. Cadence was a bit lower than normal for me at 80 RPM. Average power is 98. As with the Roubaix ride, we took it quite easy on the in-between sectors, just to save my knee, save mum's legs, and just make sure we could tackle the climbs in the best shape. What I hope to do next year is, 1, go quicker on Kwaremont, 2, add a few more climbs in, the Paterberg, the Koppenberg maybe, the Teinberg, the Muir. Those are the 4 climbs that are definitely on my hit list in the next couple of years. And obviously a faster average speed would be nice. I am going to document the sort of things I'm going to do, sort of training off the bike and on the bike, to try and help myself and you guys out for that. So I look forward to sharing that with you. And thank you very much for watching as we ride into Urdanada here. I hope to see you next time on James Talks Sport. Probably some point this week when I'll be doing my classics review, either as a whole or for each team individually.